I'm going to show you why buying this unit right here is 100% a mistake. Now, do you see where I'm going with this? And this is how you are wasting your money. So of course we got the Bluetti AC70 at the bottom, which everyone, if not mostly everyone, should be pretty familiar with this unit since it's been out for a few years now. And above that, we have the Elite 30 that I started this video with. And you're looking at current day pricing in 2026, $329 for this unit right here. And of course, right above it, at its current discounted price on their website, for Bluetti's website, you're looking at $219 for this unit right here. So what exactly are you getting for this $220 pricing? So according to Bluetti, you are getting a 10 millisecond UPS, you are getting a 600 watt inverter with 288 watt hour capacity. You do also get the turbo boost, which is capable of actually moving this unit up, almost doubling the power that it's capable of actually consistently putting out. So roughly like 12 to 1300 watts. And then you do get your two AC ports right here, both 120 volts. You do get a 100 watt port, you get a 15 watt port, 15 watt port again. These are both USB-A's. And then you also get another USB-C, but this is a 140 watt USB-C. And alongside those, you do get two 12 volt 8 amp right here barrel ports. And then you also get a 12 volt 10 amp car socket, which is actually a really nice layout. You can't go wrong with a layout like this, especially something as light as this unit is. It's something that you're just gonna throw in your car real quick and maybe take camping or something small like that. Now, what about its way bigger brother, the AC70? So this unit, like I said, has been out for a couple years now, if not longer. And let me just say, you're getting a lot more, almost 3 times more than you are getting for this unit, but maybe for a $120 difference, which is minimal in the power station business. And of course, you got your same 2 AC outlets right here. You do also have 2 USB-C ports, both rated for 100 watts. Then you have 2 USB-A's, both rated for 12 watts. So you get 15 watts on here, you get 12 watts on there. Who cares about that? But you also get your 12 volt 10 amp car socket. It does not have the barrel ports like the Elite 30 does, but that's not really a big deal in my opinion at all. But here's kind of where you get a huge difference. So both have XT60 right here, solar input at the very top. And on this little unit, you're rated for 12 to 28 volts at 10 amps, which is a maximum of 200 watts. So that's all you can pump into this thing from solar. Now going to the AC70, it's 12 to 58 volts at 10 amps, which is equal to 500 watts. And it's another XT60 port, so it's easy, very simple to connect to. I mean, just face value, just looking at the faces and what they actually are both equipped with, this to me right here is an absolute no-brainer based on those specifications alone. And when you compare those two prices right now in 2026, $100 roughly, $100, $20 more can buy you such a more portable powerhouse as this unit is. You're talking a 1000 watt AC inverter opposed to a 600 watt AC inverter, and you can run that 1000 watts for much longer than you can run the 600 watts on this unit. I just don't see how anyone would even consider something of this size or this, capability when you can literally jump up for a few dollars more and buy something of this nature. It's like a no-brainer to me. So on average, you are getting 2.6 hours of runtime more than you get on this Bluetti Elite 30. And then it's also going to be pumping in so much more solar. It has way more output than this unit will ever have. You're talking almost 1000 watts for just 1000 watts for AC by itself, but then you throw in all the other ports and everything, this unit can pump out so much more power and it can run it for so much longer. It's just like I said, it's a no-brainer to me, and we'll get into a little bit of testing here so we can kind of determine why I think that in the long run, and it's pretty clear once you see that. For charge times, you are getting way more charge when it comes to the AC70 of 950 watts going into this unit. And then according to Bluetti, you're looking at a time frame of 1.3 to 1.6 hours to charge the AC70 in turbo mode. Now with the Elite 30, you are getting a maximum of 360 watts to recharge this little battery pack. And according to Bluetti, you're looking at 80% for the first 45 minutes. So roughly about an hour, give or take. So, I mean, not much of a difference for almost 3 times the amount of capacity. Now, nobody's ever said, hey, John, I don't need that much power. I don't need that much AC inverter. It's just too much. I don't need that much. I've never heard anyone ever say that. I just need a little bit of power and a little AC inverter and I'll be good. Why not have way more for way less when Bluetti offers that in this AC70? Now this AC70 is not new by any means, and everyone knows how good of a unit it is, how well it performs. The numbers are really good, and it's always been a pretty much a staple in the portable power station industry. I would say for the last 2.5, 3 years. And I can tell you exactly why. So right now, currently, you can buy this unit right here for $329. The unit above it, which is the Elite 30, is currently on sale for $220. So for $110 roughly more, you're getting almost triple the actual AC inverter power. You're getting 2.5 times the battery capacity. And overall, it's just like a win-win. Like I said, nobody's ever said, oh, I don't need that much power, especially when it's in the negligible weight class. I mean, you're talking a difference of maybe 10 pounds to have a 1,000-watt inverter opposed to a 600-watt inverter, and then also for a 768 watt-hour battery pack instead of a 288 watt-hour battery pack. I mean, obviously, if you look at the faces, they're both almost identical. You do have 4 USB layouts on both units. You get the 100-watt on this Elite 30, then you got the 15-watt USB-A, 15-watt USB-A, then you get the 140-watt, which is the newer USB-C ports that newer power stations are starting to go with. But that, to me, is not worth losing out on almost 3 times the capacity and AC output, in my opinion. And you got the same layout on the AC70 down here. You get 2 100-watt ports on both ends, and then you get 2 12-watt USB-As. You still have the 2 actual AC connections, of course, and then you get the same 12-volt 10-amp car socket. The Elite 30 does give you 2 12-volt 8 amps. When you have such a small battery bank, in my opinion, I mean, the more ports on here, it's just going to suck that battery up that much faster. And overall, when you're talking power to actual, running ratio, hands down, it's going to be the AC70 99% of the time. And the main reason why I say that, they both are equipped with XT60 ports on the top, on both units to the left right here. But the big, huge difference is this unit only accepts 200 watts total. So you're only getting 200 watts, 28 volts to 10 amps total. Compared to the AC70, you're getting 12 to 58 volts at 500 watts. So you can charge this unit up with solar in about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if the sun is not the greatest. So I mean, solar, it's absolutely not a competition. Charge rate, it's zero competition. You get 950 watts for fast charge on the AC70 opposed to the 360 watts. You can charge this huge battery with this big inverter in almost the same amount of time as you could charge this little baby power station right here. So it's a no-brainer when you put it all side by side, in my opinion. Now, I do know there's going to be a lot of people that are huge fans of these tiny little portable power stations that you can literally pick up with one finger and just throw into your car and boom, you're done, And if for camping, okay, I guess you can make that argument. You don't always need, 768 watt hours if you're just going camping for, one night or maybe even 2 days. I don't know. But why wouldn't you want more power like this when it takes up barely any more space and you can run way more? I mean, you can run your hot plate, you can run your coffee maker. You can't really do that on this unit unless you trick it into its voltage feature mode. But even then, it barely runs the product, so I don't understand why anyone would ever do that. I've ran this product right here with a DC fridge and I got roughly about 21 hours, which is okay, but that was all this was capable of doing, was running that DC fridge and nothing else. Now this, on the other hand, I could run a DC fridge for 21 hours and I could push out, 700 watts from the inverter and still have power left over. And this is more of a weekend, maybe a 4-day deal power station, because it gives you that much power in such a small form factor that, for, like I said, 12 pounds more, you're getting a whole different world of power capability that is really just unjustified for the price, And I just had to make this video because I was kind of scoping around through the Bluetti website and I saw the pricing on this and I was like, wow, this in 2026, in my opinion, is still one of the best units you can buy for the money and for the unit and for the features. They both have app feature, so it's nice to have an app. You can control it from the app. This unit has Wi-Fi opposed to the Bluetti AC70 only has Bluetooth, so you have to be within like 20 feet of the unit or else you won't be able to connect to it. But I really don't need Wi-Fi with these units because they're portable, they're meant to be used for camping, and that's it. Bluetooth is more than enough. But outside of that, there's really nothing else. I mean, the screen is a little bit upgraded on this unit, but as you can see, it's way darker. So they gave you a lot more detail on the newer screens, which is cool, but I miss how bright these used to be. I mean, like these screens were so vivid and so bright, and then they came out with this one and it's just so dark, and it's got, yeah, a lot of details, a lot of icons and everything, which is cool, but it's so dark, as you can tell. But I mean, outside the little stupid things like that, you know, way faster charging, way bigger inverter, way more battery power. I mean, 200 watt USB-C ports. And I just, you know, I've never had a problem with this unit, and I've had it for over 2 years. And this unit right here, within the first maybe 2 months of using it, the USB-C 140 watt port failed. So it does not work anymore. And you know, I did reach out to Bluetti on it. They gave me the option of sending it back or doing all that stuff, or they offered a credit. I took the credit because I was like, whatever, I don't really need that 140 watt that bad. But they did, you know, resolve it, you know, so I can't say they didn't stand by their product. They did. But outside of that, I was kind of thinking about this video for a while, and I was like, I gotta make that video because people need to understand that for just literally $100 more, you get so much more power potential that, you know, the sky's the limit compared to something this small. This is meant to charge your phone, and that's it, really. This is meant to charge your phone, run hot plates, you know, whatever you really need to throw at it, because 1,000 watts is a lot of power to get out of a power station. And with 768 watt hours being at almost 88 to 90% efficient, you're gonna get almost all the value you can get from this AC70. So that's all I have for you guys. I appreciate everyone for watching, commenting, subscribing. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.